Hey guys, Halina here, and today I'm going to be talking about how Mulan may have actually been the smartest move to be a Disney Plus exclusive release, so stay tuned. Okay, so I already did a video about why Mulan may have not been the best strategy for Disney to release as a premiere access on Disney Plus, but the more and more I sat with it, the more and more I thought, of course this was the perfect solution for Disney. Like, I'm gonna look at like Disney proper movies. So I'm gonna look at live action Mulan, Soul, and Black Widow, and why out of those three specifically Mulan was the best choice. Um okay. So charging an added fee, a hefty added fee if I might add, to watch live action Mulan does not seem like a good idea on the surface. And Disney's being pretty coy about whether or not they feel it was a success and what actually defines a success. Like, typically a success with a movie is, you made back the money and then some. But we're not living in normal times, so who knows what's defined as a success anymore. But either way, Disney's not being very upfront and forward with just any of it. But it was, I think, the best strategy to figure out whether this premiere access thing could be in the cards in the future for them. I think if they had gone with Soul, though Soul looks very interesting, I don't think Soul has been promoted enough to get the hype going, to get people interested in it, to pay that much money, whatever the heck it was in your area, to get people to pay that much money for a movie that realistically they don't know much about. Like, really, there's not any like trailer type things going around. Like, there's not a lot of hype around Soul, other than, it may be the next masterpiece. But yeah, not enough, I think, for Disney to risk the gamble putting Soul on premiere access as the first movie. And then I think on the flip side of all of that, you have Black Widow. And Black Widow would bring in very inaccurate numbers. I think typically, Marvel has shown that they can rake in the money. They can rake in the money because they have that that fan base behind them. That fan base that will sit there and go see the next Marvel movie because it's an event. It's an event movie. And I think Black Widow, despite being post-Infinity Saga, Marvel's trying to figure out where they're going now. Made a whole video about how they changed their whole lineup at this point, in terms of release order. So very clearly, like, Marvel may have a plan, but I'm not so sure that their plan is as set in stone as it was during the Infinity Saga. But regardless, I think there are enough fans that would pay to see Black Widow on Premiere Access, just because, you know, they don't want spoilers. Or, you know, they've waited so long for it and they don't want to wait anymore. Whatever their reason is, I think the numbers would be a lot higher than they would with Mulan, but but it wouldn't be accurate. Like, Disney would have to, you know, adjust the numbers a lot, because they weren't going to get those numbers. You know, they're not going to get the same numbers as they would with Mulan, with Soul. You know, just Black Widow would, you know, be up here and Soul would be down here, but Mulan is right in the middle. You know, there's enough excitement, there's enough, you know, promotion that went into it before, because, you know, it was supposed to be in theaters. So, you know, there was enough hype being built up, but at the same time, it is very much a live action remake. I have not paid to see it. I'm just gonna wait till December 4th. But from what I hear is, despite the fact that it's a live action remake, there are differences, and those differences, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but those differences that exist, they don't make me, you know, desperate to see the movie. There is, however, one thing that does, but it's not enough to actually make me pay $35 Canadian to get that moment. Because it is a moment. And for those that have paid and saw it, I'm sure you can figure out what that moment is. And for those that are waiting for it to be free, well, it's a treat. It's a treat. But yeah, I think Mulan was sort of that perfect middle ground where Disney can kind of figure out whether or not this is a feasible option going forward. During this pandemic, post the pandemic, like, who knows how far into the future we would be able to see this Premiere Access happening. I can definitely see it being, you know, a theatrical run for maybe a month or two, and then coming on for Premiere Access, maybe a little bit cheaper than live action Mulan, and then that running its course till it would have been on Disney Plus for free with your subscription. Or the numbers are bad and we're not going to have it. I think the issue too with Black Widow is they put a lot of money into Black Widow. Like, Black Widow is a massive production, and they've got a lot of hope, and I think their hope is in the right place in believing that $35 Canadian is not going to get them their money back. But if they do it in theaters, it will. And then some. Because it's Marvel. Because it's MCU. I don't know. I've just been rambling on for a lot. But in short, Mulan is the perfect middle ground. Not overly hyped, gonna give them, very much inflated numbers, and not so under promoted that only like a few people have actually heard about it. So I think Mulan being that middle ground, that is why Mulan is ultimately the perfect option for Disney to test this Premier Access out on. Whether it's just going to be Mulan or whether we will see it with other movies. Maybe not Black Widow because, we've delayed it again. But maybe some other lesser known type movies. Maybe Soul. Maybe Soul will be next. I don't know. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that is why Mulan was their go-to for this testing of Premier Access? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my latest videos. Follow me on all the socials. The link is in the description down below. And I will see you all in another video. Bye, guys.